Hello everyone and welcome to the Brand Veda Talk Show. Hello everyone, we are back with the Brand Veda Talk Show, and as usual I got with me Mr. Saurabh Pandey, the founder and CEO of Brand Veda, and we are here again to impart you the knowledge and add value to our community, obviously. And today we're going to talk about a lot of things related to digital marketing agencies. But to start with, uh, how are you, Saurabh?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's an amazing day. And today
Yes.
topic is very important. If you want to start your agency, it's gonna add a lot of value
Hmm.
because I'll tell you a lot of people they want to make career in digital marketing or
Hmm.
they want to start their own agency. So we'll talk about marketing professionals. They're really excited because they want to start their own business. So let's talk about that. So let us go ahead with the first question, Naman.
Well, the very first question to anyone that might occur is what is a digital marketing agency? And followed by why is it needed for any business or for anyone who's doing their businesses?
Nice.
So,
Nice. So I'll tell you that digital marketing is something very important that we cannot ignore as of now because you see that everyone is online as of now. And I'll tell you, people are engaging a lot on social media.
mhm,
Very important. So we all are active on social media. Our
mhm,
audiences are on social media. Google search engine is very powerful. People download a lot of applications. OTT platform is coming up. So we use all this platform, to for engagement or education of promoting our business. And in this era when everyone is online, it's really hard to discourage digital marketing because digital marketing is not booming, right? So digital marketing is very important. So if you want to promote your business because
mhm.
it's highly skilled, it's a job.
डिजिटल मार्केटिंग इज नॉट जस्ट एनी एक्सपेंस, वो अभी नीड हो चुका है, और उसके सिवा अगर बिजनेस करना है तो यू आर मिसिंग आउट ऑन अ मैसिव पार्ट ऑफ मार्केट शेयर, और कॉम्पिटिटर को वो मार्केट शेयर दे देना, उसके उससे अच्छा तो
बिल्कुल,
यू प्रैक्टिस इट एंड गेट दैट मार्केट शेयर इन योर palm. Yeah.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. And that's why I tell you that digital marketing, when you talk about digital marketing, there are a lot of strategies coming in. So scan the search engine optimization to start with search engine optimization or Google Ads, or let's say PPC, for example, social media marketing,
Mhm.
email marketing, business automations, email automations. So a lot of things are now getting into digital marketing. So it's in very broad, and there are a lot of strategies that we use in
Mhm.
order to promote our business. Let's say, for example, my goal might be brand awareness, या brand awareness करना हो, या फिर lead gen, या sales, or driving traffic or engagement. So there are a lot of goals, and it again depends like what exactly I want to reach. So this is something very important from business perspective.
Mhm.
So the point is, are they really putting a lot of money on SEO, or they gonna work on social media? So what platforms? This is again very important question. And then what are their top strategies and how they're gonna execute it?
Yeah.
So the point which I want to tell you is digital marketing is very important. It's
Mhm.
highly skilled set job. We need to have a team. We
Mhm.
need to have a content, and that's why we need someone who's very professional. And that's why digital marketing is growing. Agencies are growing, but to be very honest, not all agencies are growing.
Okay.
So this is something important. So let's say, for example, if you are a business owner, so you have got two options. Number one, you learn digital marketing and start promoting your business.
Mhm.
And number two is, let's say you're doing marketing, offline marketing, you want to switch to online. And I'm seeing a lot of brands, they're shifting their budget from offline to online, and there is an edge. And that's why we need a digital marketing agency or else. So third option is if you can have, manpower, if you can start your own digital marketing team, if you have, if you have a clear goal, if you have expertise, you can start with that as well.
Well, digital marketing agencies are, I guess, growing, but yeah, somehow people need to have the skill. Yeah. And digital marketing agencies having it in house can cost a lot, obviously, but for a local business, if they want to do digital marketing, they mostly prefer for digital marketing agency. Now, what does digital marketing agency currently do? This is my followed question.
Fine. So I'll tell you that when we talk about digital marketing, there are a lot of specialized agencies.
Mhm.
So some agencies they're very good when it comes to search engine optimization, which takes care of putting brand in front of your audience.
Mhm.
They want to get visibility on the web. They want to get organic traffic,
Mhm.
and they do all the activities which are associated with search engine optimization. And I'll
So
tell you,
when
SEO is not only about ranking; it's all about clicks and conversions. So we have got agencies who are very good when it comes to search engine optimization. Now, second is, let's say if you want to promote, let's say if you want to generate lead, probably you will start pumping money in advertisement as well. And there we got, agencies who are really doing good when it comes to PPC, which is paid advertising. So they do have
Definitely.
a team of, PPC specialists who are running ads on Google platform, or let's say Taboola platform, or let's say display advertising, or YouTube ads, or Facebook, or retargeting campaign. So PPC agency, they take care of generating leads or whatever your goal might be.
Yeah.
They work on, they spend your budget, and they
Mhm.
make sure that you get positive ROI.
Yeah.
Now, third kind of agency is which is social media, and they do a lot of activities. They do social media content distribution, social
Cross posting.
listening. So a lot of things we do it on social media. As we'll start from content writing to content marketing, generating leads. So important three big agencies. If I talk about, so one is social media, someone taking off social media across all social media platforms, PPC and search engine optimization. So these are three very important areas where
Yeah.
all the businesses. So even
Mhm.
if you're a small business owner, or let's say if you're a big enterprise, you need to have these services in place.
Yes, definitely. And there are some agencies as well which are massive. They do all kinds of work, which includes software development, plugin development. There is
Nice.
WordPress website development, website designing. It's SEO on the new website that they have created, continuous maintenance, and these all activities are cumulative of digital marketing altogether for a local business or any business to
Yes.
shine on the top of search engine. Now,
Yes.
quickly, I'll just ask you a question, and because when we talk about जब search engine optimization as a word की बात करते हैं, there are a lot of people who don't know the meaning, exact meaning. So,
Very
can
true.
you just briefly just tell me about it?
See, but from my experience, I'll tell you because I've been doing SEO from last 15 years, and I can tell you one thing. So a lot of changes we are seeing when it comes to SEO.
Mhm.
And one very important thing, which we need to understand is search engine optimization is not only about getting ranking on SERPs.
Mhm.
I'm not discouraging this idea. This is a very important goal which you want to achieve. But at
Absolutely.
the same time, I want to have clicks and conversions. I should have positive ROI. Number two is I should have, presence on the web. So this is again very important. So I should have mentions, which is again very important. Someone mentioning about me
Mhm.
on brand. Or let's say I want to have, visibility across all top websites where my audiences are going. So
Okay.
SEO is very strategic. It's a combination of, on page, off page, and technical optimization. And the goal is very simple. You want to make sure that user experience has to be at par.
Right.
So if everyone is happy, probably Google will also be happy. But I'll tell you that it's again very strategical because when we do SEO, we want to scale SEO game plan. We need to work on content. And when we talk about SEO, then we should have, someone who's very good with developing a website
Mhm.
because everything is happening on the website. You need to
Absolutely.
have a content writer who can write good content. You
Mhm.
should have a strategist
Mhm.
who will plan what you want to achieve in coming 3 months when we talk about search and optimization.
Mhm.
So which is organic traffic or looking for mentions, looking for backlink. And then we have someone, very important, SEO part, which is backlink, which is again very important. So we have a team who does the work of generating backlinks. So we call it link building, or then working with influencers, convincing them because they do have a lot of website traffic, they do have good authority, and we want to get link from them. So we have a team who works on backlink part, and then we should be taking care of, technical audit as well. So it's again very strategic.
Yeah.
Probably it has got a lot of functions when we talk about search engine optimization. But
Mhm.
yes, I will tell you that any business, if you're a small business owner or if you are, big enterprise, it's very important that you should be focusing on search engine optimization because I'll tell you, you can have traffic on the web from a lot of sources. You can have people coming from Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Insta. But I'll tell you that one traffic which will add a lot of value is coming from search engine.
Yeah.
और एक और चीज मैं आपको बता दूं कि जहां तक ट्रैफिक का बात आ रहा है, I'll tell you, जितनी अच्छी वेबसाइट्स आप देखेंगे, they will have this in place, they have this strategy in place, और उनके पास काफी कमाल का ट्रैफिक आ रहा होगा from organic
Yeah.
because see the intention when people are searching on Google. So they are
Mhm.
looking for your services, and when they're searching, they're finding your link, आपका लिंक उसको सबसे पहले दिखाई दे रहा है, एंड देन यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन अ वेबसाइट सो दैट अगर लोग आपकी वेबसाइट पे आ रहे हैं, दे शुड be engaging, they should watch your video, they should
Definitely.
download your brochure, or they should fill up a form, or product they should add या product को add to cart कर ले या purchase कर ले. So there might be a lot of goals,
So,
but SEO is important.
yeah,
And as a
definitely.
agency owner, or let's say if you want to start an agency, probably you should think what resources do you have, and you should have a clear idea, because SEO sometimes it mislead as well, because if you don't have proper idea about SEO plan, SEO strategy, it might mislead you as well. It might
Yeah,
mislead your client as well, because client
exactly.
is looking for one thing, which is positive ROI.
Yeah, they're looking for results in numbers.
Absolutely, yes.
Like you started with the topic, how when you start an agency, that was my follow-up question. How do you start with a digital marketing agency? What kind of experience is required to start, and what kind of manpower do you really need?
Nice. So number one is like, let us take two scenario. Number one is, let's say you want to start by your own.
Mm-hmm.
That is idea number one, which a lot of people they want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And number two is, let's say for example you're working in digital marketing or marketing and you want to start. So these two cases. So number one is you're alone, probably don't have much idea, but you still want to grow because something, probably you must have passion. You are very passionate about digital marketing, or let's say you love to be on social media, or let's say you are doing a lot of skill upgrades and you want to start with this. Now, number
Right.
one is we have to work on both the scenarios, but I'll tell you that it's very important that in both the scenarios, आपको बिल्कुल पता होना चाहिए कि what are your resources and what are your skill sets. Because ultimately, any company will give you work when you have 100% execution. That is point
Right.
number one.
Right.
And the point is what things you can execute. This is very important question. So
Mhm.
number one is because someone will pay you when you execute it. So when you don't execute it, अगर आप execute
Definitely.
नहीं कर पाते, people will not pay you. It's quite very obvious.
They won't pay you.
And then point number two is what skill set do you have in place? So we need to look it from that perspective as well, because it's not like, that I know SEO, I can start immediately. Probably we need to see what skill set you have. This is important. So you should be thinking, आपको सोचना होगा आपका क्या skill set है और आपके team में जो लोग हैं, what skill set they carry.
Right.
And they should complement. So for
Right.
example, if I'm all alone, and again, it depends what kind of audiences or what kind of clients you want to have. So let's say, for example, are you targeting someone who is starting a business and having a budget of, let's say, 10 to 20 की अमत? क्या आप उन लोगों को टारगेट कर रहे हैं जो 10 से 20 हजार रुपए महीना आपको देने वाले हैं? और यू वांट टू टारगेट समवन, क्या आप उन बिजनेस ओनर को टारगेट कर रहे हैं जो आपको 20 से 40 हजार रुपए महीना देने वाले हैं, या फिर आप उन लोगों को टारगेट करना चाह रहे हैं जो 50 हजार से ज्यादा आपको हर महीना पैसा देने वाले हैं? So it again depends.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Absolutely. So it again depends what you want to sell and where you want to sell. And third point, which I'll tell you, which a lot of people make mistake, is very important. Any client, you talk about any client, so वो client जो आपको 10,000 रुपए दे रहा हो महीने के या फिर 50,000 रुपए महीने के दे रहा हो, one thing is very crucial, which will get you the job, which is known as forecasting.
Okay.
Every client, whether it's in PPC or social media, or let's say you want to give SEO services, the point is what exactly you want to give it and how this will benefit your client. And the point is क्या आप इसको numbers में दे सकते हैं? Can you have a full proof forecast? Now, if you have these three things, you will get the clients, but you need to work on all these three parameters.
Yes,
For
ma'am.
an example, I have seen a lot of my friends who are working, they are individually working, or they do have a team of 3-4 people. They're doing amazing job.
Yeah.
Most of them are based in Mumbai, Delhi, Cochin, or Hyderabad or Chennai, and they offer very specific services like, for example, SEO, link building, and outreach.
Great.
So that is one specialization they're working on, because they're working with a lot of guest authors. They do have a lot of websites in the bracket, and they try to pitch them. They have a good relationship, and then they do it. So probably this scenario will only come. This scenario तब आएगा जब आपने काम किया होगा. This is important. Point number two, there are a lot of people who are doing PPC, who loves PPC, जो PPC में काम कर रहे हैं, बिल्कुल ध्यान दीजिएगा, and they tell to a client that they should be investing this much of money on Google ads or Facebook ads, or they should be running Taboola ads or retargeting ads. So it's again depend कि as an owner, as an agency owner, as an startup, अगर मैं अपना खुद का एजेंसी शुरू कर रहा हूँ, तो मुझे बिल्कुल क्लियर होना चाहिए कि मेरा स्किल सेट क्या है और मेरा गोल क्या है. Now I'll tell you, Naman, there are two kind of agencies which I'm seeing as of now. Number one agency, what they do is they work, they recruit people. So let's hope you have money, you have a budget. You recruit people, you train them, and you get the work done.
Right.
Is this okay? Now, this takes a lot of time, and a lot of people, they do have this traditional approach. Now, there is a new approach which is coming in where people or agencies, they're working to on a system.
Mm-hmm.
They invest in tools, they invest in softwares, they work on it, and
Yes.
then they hire professionals who can work on those softwares,
So
and then they scale it.
which one is more efficient?
I think because I'll tell you first method which normally ज़्यादातर लोग यही शुरुआत करते हैं, but मुझे लगता है second तरीका बहुत अच्छा होगा because you there are a lot of things that you can automate. So
Mm-hmm.
think of an agency who's doing a lot of work on traditional method.
Yeah, yeah.
For example, they're getting lead from Facebook. I'm just giving you an example. They're getting a lead from Facebook, and then they're making an Excel sheet, and then they're starting with email marketing. But the fact is, another agency, they automate all these things.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're using a lot of systems. So it's again very important as an agency owner. Even अगर आप अकेले खुद से शुरुआत कर रहे हैं या फिर आपका एजेंसी है, तो it's again very important that you should be investing on system. And the point is, what system we are talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
So system is a combination of a lot of things. It's a combination of tools. It's
Definitely.
a combination of sheets. It's a combination of strategy, landing pages, advertisement campaigns. So a lot of things comes under system.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is something very important because I'm seeing a lot of good people, they work on system. For example, if I want to write a content, I should have a tool which can help me to write a content in a better way.
And as well, it needs to be quick as well. And content
Absolutely,
writing
yes.
can take a lot of time.
Absolutely, yes. So there are two mindsets. Number one is a traditional mindset, and second is a growth mindset. So people like us, what we do is we invest in tools and softwares. We have a very clear goal what we want to do in next, let's say 1 month or 2 month. We make a plan and then we decide where we want to invest. So
Definitely.
as an agency as well, you need to be very clear what I want to achieve in next 3 months. So am I focusing on organic traffic? Or is my priority is to generate brand awareness? Or is I'm looking for engagement? Or is I'm looking for initial acquisition? So probably we're going to work on all these places. We're going to work on all these things, and then we're going to build a system around it. Because I'll tell you, systems are costly. So when I talk about
Definitely.
costly, I'm talking about initial investments,
Yeah, it is very costly.
and then you have to scale it. So the money is in scaling, the money is in system, which is very important. And that's why in my courses, in our courses, we always teach how people can have a very efficient system because it's all about practicing. And I'll tell you that before you approach any client, you should have use cases. So which is very important because I see a lot of people, they're doing really good, but one thing they're missing out is at use cases. So
Yeah.
let's say, for example, you want to start your agency, you want to give PPC services, but what if you have never run an ad?
Hmm.
Or what if you are not able to generate lead for your own business by running Google Ads? This is important. So it's again mindset, and I'll tell you that when you want to start your business, it's a different mindset altogether.
Hmm.
That is again very important. So when you are a business owner, when you want to start an agency, you should have technical skill sets and you should have sales or soft skills as well. So this is
It's a combination of lots of skill sets. It's not just like you're working professional. You are
absolutely yes.
you are becoming an entrepreneur, and you will need a lot of skills for that.
Nice, very true, very true.
And because of if you don't have these skill sets, that is the reason why agencies might fall back. You need to do a lot of things like if there's a business owner who's just focusing on one particular activity at a time, it just the growth scale is really just the graph is not that growing. But he has to one person who is doing business, who is starting, let's say, an agency, he has to learn a lot in very short amount of time, and he has to know all of these activities which he is going to do, because he needs to track the same activities as well if they're working
and what I suggest is if you are someone you are starting from fresh, अगर आप शुरुआत कर रहे हैं तो आपको बिल्कुल पक्का करना पड़ेगा कि आप rather than giving bouquet of service, focus on one of your core services. So let's say, for example, if I'm very good with outreach, I can start promoting these services.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, a lot of people are looking for this kind of services. If you're good at content writing, start pitching content writing. Because I'll tell you that for any business, because I've run a lot of business, I started a lot of business. I'll tell you that first 3 months going to be very important. For 6 months going to be very important because you will be putting a lot of investment. Probably you
Yeah,
might have limited cash, important, and you want to survive and you want to grow. So
definitely.
first 3 4 months going to be very important because if you survive for 6 months, so the
Hmm.
objective is as a business owner, what should your mindset is? Your mindset is okay. Let us make a target because you are starting your business, you know your financial conditions,
Hmm.
and then you should be making a target like how much business I need every month
Definitely.
and what exactly I can give it to my client.
Hmm.
Put your best thing in front. So rather of selling everything, let's say I'll do SEO, I'll do PPC, I'll do landing page, I'll do CRO, I'll do email automation, I'll write content. Instead
Just
of getting into all these things,
it will just be chaotic, I guess. If you are offering at an early stage, it will just be chaotic because you have to keep your minds in a lot of places. So it might not work out. Yeah.
absolutely yes. So the point is very important that select some services. And then, let's say, for example, if you are good in very good service, let's say if you are good in PPC, for example, start getting client from PPC. And then what you have to do is you have to strategically, the point is what you should be doing is when you start getting client, what you
Hmm.
should be doing is you should be tried and testing how you'll get a client. There are a lot of methods available. You can start with your own Google ads,
Yeah.
do some lead
Yeah.
magnets, focus on initial acquisitions. And then very
You can
important is
you can start a digital marketing activity on your company first, then start
absolutely
with digital,
yes.
then get the clients.
And I always tell to my students that if you want to start your agency, who will be your first customer? And I say that you will be your first customer.
Exactly.
And the point is, are you really happy with your own services? It will require patience, a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work.
Hmm.
But important area is find where your passion is.
Definitely.
This is important because if you don't have cash, if you have a passion, you will survive. But if you don't have cash, or let's say if you have a big cash, but you don't have passion, you don't have right technical skill set, probably it's difficult to survive.
Yeah.
So this is again very important. But I'll tell you that digital marketing is so important because I'll tell you making money from digital marketing is altogether different ballgame. And
Yeah.
then you should have some checklist, so which is again very important. So you should know, when you're going to a client, what all things needs to be done. You should
Yeah.
know how you should be creating a proposal because let's say for example you should also see how early you can close a client because client is not sitting for you.
No, not
So
at
there
all.
are a lot.
Client is waiting for results to happen, right? And if you're not giving them results, he will definitely leave you.
Well,
And they should know what they're going to miss if you are not with them. When you're selling it to them, when you're selling the process, when you're selling the whole service of yours, they should know that they are going to miss out on these particular things if you miss out with if you are without us. So that is again a big sales topic which we'll discuss on later on. But if let's say if someone wants to start and they have the doubt, in their head, shall we start or not? I would rather suggest start it if you have
absolutely
the team,
yes.
because there are some statistics. By the end of 2025, digital marketing of the whole industry will grow by 27.4% in
Mhm.
India, just in India.
Mhm.
And there are various amounts of reports. Some are saying 25, 20, some are saying 30%. And e-commerce stores, which definitely requires digital marketing, they are growing. So because of that, digital marketing as an industry is growing a lot more. 71 billion US dollars, the amount of value it's going to be by 2024. So thinking about not doing, you just need to have the skill, I guess. Have the skill, have the people accordingly, skilled people, highly skilled people, and talented people. That's
Very
what
true.
is it.
Because yes, it's growing. It's growing. And the point is, I'll tell you that there are a lot of clients who are looking for your business.
Hmm.
Some of the businesses they realized that they should be investing in digital marketing, and I'm
Hmm.
very sure, business still there are a lot of businesses who are still कई
Hmm.
businesses अभी बाकी हैं जिनको realize करना जरूरी है कि उनके
Hmm.
लिए digital marketing बहुत important है, and if you are not and if they're not working on digital marketing, they'll
Yeah,
miss a lot of money on the table.
definitely.
So I'll tell you from my experiences, like when you're pitching client, there are some to-do activity that we need to do. Number one is I'll tell you that when you go in a market, you always believe that because you're starting new, और आप हमेशा से सोचते हैं कि नहीं हम तो बिल्कुल नए हैं, people will help you, people will give you work because everyone is promoting startup. And my question to you is, if you think yourself as a new, why someone will give a business to a new hand? This is very important.
If I was starting a business, if I was an established business, I wouldn't give it someone to.
The point. But anyways, Naman, we have to start from step one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everyone starts like this. So every master was an amateur. The point which I want to tell you is, you should believe that you're not a newcomer.
Yeah.
And there is no, and the point is, you should tell to a client what expertise do you have, no matter even if you're starting. But there are few things that you should be keeping in your mind. Number one, you must have some use cases.
Definitely.
So let's say, for example, if I'm pitching you, if I'm a newcomer, if I'm pitching into you, let's say PPC service, do I have a use case? Do I have a case study? For example, let's say what I'll do is I'll start my own agency, I'll start promoting my ad, I'll start getting leads, and I'll tell to my client, look, I've spent 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 Google ads, and look, this is what I received. This is point number one. So you can put your own case study as well. And number two, what you can do is, I think that, charity begins at home. Best thing what you can do is start hunting for businesses who are close to you. For example, check out your relatives and friends, because they might be interested in promoting, but go and tell them why they should give you the work, not because you're a relative, but because of work. And I always tell that even if you're working for a relative, don't do it for free.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there is a cycle, because I've seen a lot of people, they work with, their relatives' project, they're stuck, paisa stuck, everything is stuck.
There's no growth, I guess. I mean, there's growth of skill, but unless and until there's a money motive, you cannot work properly.
And I'll tell you next thing, which is important. If money is involved, things become very serious.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is important. So point number one is, you must have use cases. Look around people, who are looking for your services. Number three is, create a very good presentation and portfolio of yourself.
Right.
So it means, for example, go as if you're a good brand. Position yourself that you are an expert. Fine. So what you should be doing is, you should have a very professional approach. You should have a very good presentation. So if you don't have time to print brochures, at least get a good presentation.
Definitely.
Number three is, make sure you work on forecasting model. It means, if I'm approaching you for a work, what I should have is, I should have a clear goal. I should have some, मुझे थोड़ा primary investigation करना चाहिए, और मुझे पेज में डालना चाहिए, sheet में डालना चाहिए कि how I'm going to benefit you. See if your strategy really going to benefit that business. If yes, make a sheet of it. If I talk about this sheet, probably we should be talking about, let's say if I'm approaching you, let's say you are into coaching institute, for example, pick up your category. I find this is also important. So let's say, for example, if you're someone who is having a very good knowledge, let's say in diamond industry, or let's say on e-commerce, or let's say if you're good in FMCG, or if you're good in finance, find business around it, because there you know the audience, you know the pain points. And then what you do is, prepare a sheet, a forecasting sheet. We call it forecasting sheet because you see, when we talk about digital marketing, it's all about optimization.
Definitely.
So forecasting is important. Over this can be an icebreaker, because I'll tell you, people are interested in one thing. No matter how much expertise do you have, आपके पास कितने expertise है, इससे भी ज़्यादा लोग ये देखने की कोशिश करते हैं, what is X and what is Y. And I've worked with a lot of clients, I'll tell you, with a small budget to a huge budget. And I'll tell you, the client is always interested in what is X and Y. It should be logical. You should have a foolproof plan. What is X and what is Y? It should be logically proved. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of ways that we can do that. We can tell how many leads you'll be generating. How many money you should be putting. What kind of campaigns will you be running? So are you going to focusing on YouTube, or are you going to focus on search network, or you will do retargeting? You should be doing all this investigation. What is the cost per click that you'll be expecting?
And all these forecasting techniques in digital marketing are sometimes what happens is, when you're predicting, it might happen or it might not. But this is pinpoint and accurate. This is laser focused. If it is there in the sheet, there are way more chances that will happen and happen.
And that's why I said word logical, right? It should be logically proven, because let's say someone who is very good in marketing, or some company always anyways investing 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh rupees a month, or let's say 30,000 rupees a month, they do have experience. Keep this in mind.
Yeah.
Probably they don't know technical, but they know the outcome.
Yeah.
The point is, it should be logical, and you should very sure. आपको बिल्कुल पता होना चाहिए what all KPIs you're gonna measure, how you're gonna measure, and what reports you'll sell to a client.
Definitely.
So that is again very important. So make sure you must have forecasting sheet. This is important, and you should have always go with two strategies. Number one is short term and long term. You should educate your client. For example, if I'm going for SEO, I should educate my client what is the value of a link. And this is something very important, because if client does not know the value of a link, and what if I get a client spending a lot of money and time, if I get a good link, because I know that if you have a good link, this will help you in ranking.
Yeah.
This might help you in ranking. But the point is, in order to acquire a link, you might have to spend money. You have to either directly pay to that business, or influencer, for example, yes, or let's say you will create a content, because content is equivalent to money.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you should be educating your client. You should be very professional, and then finally give you the proposal and price list. And don't hesitate, because I've seen a lot of people, they hesitate and they discourage themselves many of times. So they want
negotiation is again a skill,
बिल्कुल. और इसमें क्या होता है, मैं आपको बताऊं, कई बार ये भी मानसिकता रहता है, माइंडसेट ये भी रहता है कि हम क्लाइंट के पास आ रहे हो, हमको लगता है कि हमको 5,000 का क्लाइंट मिल जाए, 10,000 का क्लाइंट मिल जाए. दिस हैपेंस इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस, एंड आई टेल यू, दिस विल नॉट हेल्प यू टू विन. So if you think that, okay, in order to do this result, see, client is always ready to pay money अगर उसको रिजल्ट मिलता है तो. अब मान लो एक क्लाइंट 10,000 डाल रहा है, 20,000 डाल रहा है, साल भर हो गया, उसको एक रिजल्ट नहीं मिलता है, तो उसको 2.5 लाख रुपए भी कोई मतलब के नहीं है. But if you give a chance to a client, no, you don't have to put 10,000, put 30,000 rupees, and I think this will work. Client is ready to spend 30,000 rupees because you don't want to waste 2.4 lakh rupees. तो आपको वहां पर पैसा देने वाला है. ये पैसा किस बेस पे देगा, तो आपको समझना पड़ेगा. You should have use cases, and I will tell you one thing which is again very important. Number, I've seen a lot of agencies doing amazing job, and I'll tell you, client एक चीज को देख के भी काम देता है, which is execution. कई बार client को लगता है नहीं आप बहुत अच्छे हैं, आपका skill set बहुत अच्छा है, but client को लगता है नहीं ये काम तो कर ही नहीं पाएगा, ये इसके बाद टीम ही नहीं है. And the point which I want to make it, you should be very clear, like what audience you want to target. So let's say, for example, if I want to start my agency, I'll pick education sector, because I know that I've done, a lot of work in education domain. I know how it works.
Right.
So I'm good if I start pitching all coaching centers or universities and start targeting them.
Yeah, how it works. Yeah.
बिल्कुल. और ये भी important है कि क्या आप अपने लिए लीड जनरेट कर पाते हैं. So that confidence needs to be there.
Yeah.
So if you have this checklist, you need to work on it.
I mean, you need to have short term, you need to have long term goals.
Absolutely, yes.
You need to have a properly structured team. You need to have that kind of business mind skill set to start this. And there's again a lot of things that we can discuss about the same topic, but due to the time constraints, we will have to end the show. And anyways, we will come back, discuss in a much more detailed manner about this topic, and we will give you the insights about digital marketing and some other aspects of marketing, and how to develop this marketing particular acumen, which Saurabh sir has very well. So yeah, you were watching the Brand with a Talk Show, and it was a great time to have you, sir.
Thank you so much, and take care.
Yeah.